Yo, what is up guys, it is your boy Great Sage here, and this is What If Naruto Had a Leveling System, Part 5. I hope you guys will enjoy this What If. I've been working hard. I just completed filming I finished filming a What If for the Sage Samurai channel. So yeah, I have like two What Ifs posting out today. I hope you all will do enjoy it. But anyway, besides all that, it is Great Zage, and it's finally time to get started with this amazing What If. So yeah, let's get out!
She gripping that dick like she was a lost star. She party at night like she was a rock star. She singing my song like Bella-dee-da. She calling me daddy, but not her father. Little Billy bit thirsty like big as some water. Could give you no word but the wave of a wand. We fairly hard, bitch, Cosmo and Wanda.
Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started with this What If. So we now cut to where we left off, where we see Naruto now currently in a dungeon, as he had just walked away from the boss room, as he was planning on taking it on later when he was at a stronger level. However, as was walking, Naruto actually encountered this strange object, as this object was a fruit. However, it morphed into something weird, as by the time the fruit was finally fully completed, Naruto picked it up, and as soon as he did, a notification had appeared. Devil fruit. Devil fruit, Naruto would wonder. As he goes ahead and looks at it. Kurama, do you know what this is? He would say. At this, Kurama would go ahead and shake his head, or he would just say no, in a psychological link connected to Naruto, which Naruto just sighs. Come on, you should know about this. Haven't you been here for multiple years? At this, Kurama gets ticked off. Kid, have you not noticed that, I don't know, that this power of yours has far stretched out this world? It's not like I know everything that ever happened in all of existence. I'm not God. At this, Naruto just, nods his head as he then looks at the fruit. It looks cool though. Let's see. At this, he tries to read the properties of the fruit, but that was when he realized that this was his first fruit ever. And the abilities that it comes with it, he can't tell. It was an unknown. All he did was register the name of it. At this, Naruto just sighed as he wondered what should he do with it. As so far he tried, due to his intelligence, he begins to wonder what should he do with it. So far, one was the fact that, at first, you shouldn't trust it, considering the fact that it has a devil in its name. But then there's fruit. At this, Naruto didn't know what it was. It could be a power-up, plus it just didn't make sense. Why would this be considered such a high-class object? Kurama, although probably I shouldn't do this, I think I should go ahead and take the gamble. Why not? At this, Kurama just looks at the kid. Oh, don't tell me you're such an idiot. Don't do it. But Naruto didn't listen to him as he then takes a bite out of it. Fucking idiot! He could practically hear Kurama screaming inside his mind. As Naruto goes ahead and chugs it down, he'll instantly feel the backlash. Oh, it tastes like shit! He'll go ahead and drop it as he begins to cough up, as he goes ahead and begins to brush it off his tongue. That is nasty! How could someone... This is gross! At this, he begins to wipe his tongue off of it, as he goes ahead and begins to pretty much try... He was even thinking about licking the ground. However, this is when he stops. What? He wondered. At this, Kurama had also sensed what Naruto had sensed, as he was also confused. Kid? What the heck was that? At this is when Naruto will go ahead and say the name of this devil fruit. Now, I just want to go ahead and put a little something there. For the people that wanted a certain fruit, if you guys didn't get it, I apologize. But do not fret, because I know eventually I'll make a what if on said devil fruit. So you guys do not have to fret. So here it is. As Naruto went ahead and begins to state the name of the fruit. Zushi no Mi. Also known as the press fruit. As this fruit gave him the ability to control, to create and manipulate gravitational force. Sort of similar to Shinra Tensei, or pretty much the repulsive and attractive ability of the Rinnegan. As Naruto was in shock of gaining such a powerful ability, he'll go ahead and just, really begin to think about it, like, I can now control... What? As this is when suddenly the system would then make a notification, as it then puts Zushi no Mi as part of his skills. However, it was only level 1. At this, Kurama was surprised, as he had also seen what Naruto had saw, as he was also surprised at this. So kid, you have the ability to control gravitational force now? At this, Naruto would nod, he then says, "This is so broken. I am awesome," he would say. As Naruto had to admit, this was just amazing. He can now create and manipulate gravitational forces. This means that he could literally... Does that mean like he's control of all gravity now or something? It didn't make any sense, but at the same time, it was so useful. At this, Naruto goes ahead and sighs. He then says, "Not right now. I need to go ahead and get out of here." As he goes ahead and begins to get out of the dungeon. So we go ahead and now cut to when Naruto had returned back. As when he had returned back to Tsunami's house, he would already see Kakashi there, as well as the rest of Team 7, as they were now eating their food. "Oh, Naruto. I was just about to go look for you. Where have you been?" Kakashi would ask. At this, Naruto will actually stop during his steps. He then says, "I was out training." At this, Kakashi will look at Naruto, but just, nod his head, considering the fact that Naruto wouldn't be lying about stuff like that. Plus, from the sweat that he sees off of Naruto, it's obvious that he had been training. So with that, Naruto begins to walk away until Sasuke begins to speak up. "What training were you doing?" he would ask. At this, Naruto just stops in his tracks as he turns to Sasuke. "None of your business, Uchiha," he would say. As he would say it so cold that it literally could turn... It felt like frost was just going ahead and coming to Sasuke. At this, Sasuke just goes ahead and just looks away from Naruto, as Naruto will go ahead and walk back to his room. Now when Naruto arrives there, he goes ahead and begins to lay there on bed, as we do a time skip to when it's nighttime. So it was right now currently in the middle of the night, as Naruto was currently reevaluating his skills and sets and everything, as he decides that he was about to practice with this devil fruit. So at this, Naruto begins to look around, making sure the coast is clear, as he will then jump out the window, as he goes ahead and enters deep into the forest to practice this. So we now cut to Naruto when he's in the forest. Naruto will go ahead and begin to try things as he goes ahead and begins to manipulate the gravitational force around the area around him, as there was nothing but a bunch of trees there. As Naruto goes ahead and concentrates, he sits down in a cross position, almost as if he was using Senjutsu, but he wasn't, as he begins to pretty much meditate, as he really begins to channel this devil fruit's ability. At this, he goes ahead and concentrates until suddenly the force of gravity at the trees begin to get stronger and stronger as Naruto continues focusing harder. At this, he goes ahead and begins to put a lot of force as the trees that literally were there begin to actually crush into the ground, being completely destroyed. And at hearing this, Naruto will open his eyes immediately as he goes ahead and looks around, only to be in shock of the damage that he did. "Wow, I'm awesome," he wonders. At this, he goes ahead and actually tries something as he tries to see what else he could do. So he goes ahead and begins to test out multiple other things with this fruit or whatever this ability was. As he goes ahead and pushes out horizontally the gravitational force, causing a lot of trees to actually be sent flying. So almost similar to Shinra Tensei. At this, Naruto is so cool. Naruto is right now really excited by this as he continues practicing this over and over again, pretty much making his miniature version of the Shinra Tensei, however only with gravitational force and everything. So pretty much, yeah, he's doing amazingly good. As Naruto would be practicing this, he would already realize that the sun was coming up, as he realized that it was nearly time for them to go to the bridge, but he was already too tired. "Dang it," he would say. At this, he would go ahead and talk to Kurama, saying that what should he do now, but Kurama just tells him that he should rest, as he was over exaggerating his devil fruit ability. At this, Naruto would nod and of course go, while Kurama was right now deep in thought. After seeing everything that the boy had did, Kurama was confused, as if he wondered if these devil fruits had any limits, and if he could eat more than one. But this is when he then recalls one of the memories that Naruto had. as he recalled that in the description, while Naruto was too much focusing on the ability, Kurama was mostly focused on the description of it. And it said that anyone who ate more than one could suffer very casual damage, some including that he could go ahead and end up losing his life if he ever ate more than one. I better mention that to the kid if he ever does something like that, as he really did not want Naruto to start dying, all because he was idiot enough to try to give more power. So we now cut to when T7 is awake. Kakashi had gone ahead and gotten up, as he was of course being the first one, as well as his, other team, which was, Sasuke and Sakura. Where is Naruto? Kakashi would ask. At this, Sasuke wouldn't shake his head. The dope is over there sleeping, he would say. At this, Kakashi would sigh as he goes ahead and tells him that they should let Naruto rest for now, as they did remember that Naruto came back extremely late at night, so that means that he must have trained really hard. At this, they go ahead and decide to leave, while they tell Tsunami they mostly tell Tsunami to go ahead and watch over Naruto while they're gone. At this, Tsunami would nod as they go ahead and leave for the bridge, unbeknownst that two bandits were right now making their way towards them. So we now cut to Naruto, who had now just waken up, as he had just heard the vile scream of something. What? At this, Naruto, now wide awake, will go ahead and send two presents outside. Wait, no, 3. Wait, 4? Wait, the other one is weaker. Why is it rushing towards... At this, Naruto didn't realize the situation, as he instantly jumps out the window, already know what was going on. Now we do a flashback. Tsunami was currently just cooking in the kitchen, as she was happily excited that maybe, just maybe, the bridge will be completed, and maybe Wave Country could be freed. As she was currently relaxing and everything, this when suddenly her door would then be opened forcefully. Well, look what we have here, said a guy's voice. At this, Tsunami wouldn't turn around, as she would then look on in shock, as Inari was also there with her backing away in fear, as two guys with katanas had appeared, as they would go ahead and grab Tsunami. Hey, what a rockin' body you have, he would say, as he begins to look at her up and down. He says, hey, I think I just found myself a new toy. At this, the other guy would then sigh, he's like, fine, but don't go ahead and hog all the fun to yourself here. I want to know how she tastes too. And this, the guys would then have lustrous thoughts about her, causing Tsunami to actually begin to get afraid, as she realized that this is a very terrible situation now she was in. At this, Inari would go ahead and be like, you let go of my... However, this is when he stops, as the man would go ahead and begin to walk away, saying, what do you say, kid? At this, Inari was too afraid to do anything, as he then looks down. As this is when Tsunami would shout, leave him alone! You guys can have me, okay? But just leave my son alone. At this, Inari would be there silent, as the man would go ahead and take away his mom. As Inari would go ahead and look down, he would just begin to think, am I that pathetic? Am I really gonna let my mom die? Well, Dad died, so it's not as if I can... At this, he begins to remember Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura. He begins to remember all of them and how they were training, but mostly he was focused on Naruto, considering the fact he was the one who never pretty much came home. And after seeing him last night full of sweat and actually bleeding a little bit, he realized that Naruto was training hard for this. No, I can't allow it. So with that, with the mighty war cry, Inari would rush out the house, ready to take back his mom from these bandits, or die trying. As we now cut to the present, Inari was running towards them with pretty much blind rage, as he then shouts, give me back my mom! As the mans were looking at this kid as if he was an idiot. What a fucking idiot, he would say. I'll kill the kid, alright? You go ahead and take this one. Don't worry, we'll make sure you have a good night, he would say. As the woman was right now in tears, she then shouts at Inari to stop and run away, but he didn't listen. I'll save her, I'll save her! As the men were laughing, this one suddenly both men would then go ahead and be stabbed. What? They would say. As Tsunami and Inari were in shock until both of the man's bodies would then be sent flying. Wow, you guys really are scumbags. Went ahead and attacked a helpless child and was about to go ahead and do eerie things to his mother. You don't deserve to live. At this, the men would go ahead and look up. Even though they were bleeding, they'll go ahead and look up only to see in shock, as they thought they saw the Shinigami standing right in front of them. However, it was not that. It was none other than Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto! Shouted Inari, as Tsunami was also in shock. At this, Naruto then smiles. He then picks up Inari's mother, carrying her in his arms. He then jumps up, bringing her back to Inari. At this, both of the mother and child will go hug each other, as Tsunami will then turn to Naruto, giving him a hug. "Thank you," she would say. At this, Naruto will go ahead and give her a smile. "Don't worry about it. But now it's time for me to take care of this." At this, the men will go ahead and look at Naruto in shock, as he now had a serious expression on his face. At this, Naruto will go ahead and say, "I don't even need to talk to you guys. There's no point in talking to a dead person." At these guys will go ahead and get angry. They rush at Naruto, even though they were bleeding, as Naruto goes ahead and using the power of the Zushi no Mi, he will create a gravitational force between the both of them, drawing them both in. "What?" they would say, as they will again see Naruto with a mighty war cry. "Die," he would say, as he goes ahead and slices both of their heads off in an instant, as their heads were cut off clean. As Naruto would go ahead and see the two bodies drop right in front of him, Inari and Tsunami were in shock of the brutality, as they were completely a little bit of fear of this. At this, Naruto would then turn to her. "Watch over Inari for me. Watch over Inari, I gotta go." At this, she would nod as she once again thanks Naruto, while Naruto goes ahead and gives her one of those foxy grins of his. "See you around," as he goes ahead and vanishes with a body flicker. Now back with Team 7. Just like in canon, Kakashi would be fighting Zabuza, while Sasuke went ahead and fought Haku, as Haku was giving Sasuke a run for his money. "Dang it! How am I losing right now?" he would say, as he couldn't believe how unmatched he was. At first he thought, with this new increased speed and power, he should be strong enough, but no, he's not. He's getting utterly defeated by whoever this is. As Haku was right now toying with Sasuke, because the same thing could be said with Zabuza and Kakashi. Both were going at each other pretty hard, as Kakashi had already a slash across his chest, as he was pretty injured right now. Dang it. If only Naruto was here right now, I didn't have to worry about Sasuke. Now, Kakashi was not gonna lie. If he had to admit, Naruto was one of the most powerful people that he had seen in a genin. Heck, if he were to guess Naruto's ability, he could say that Naruto's abilities were similar to him during that age. So if Naruto was here, he would feel at least more reassured that Haku could have been taken down. Dang it, Naruto, where are you? However, it seems as if God or whatever mighty force had heard his cry, as Naruto had just appeared in a body flicker. "Don't worry about it, Kakashi. I'm here," he would say. At this, Kakashi and Zabuza and everyone else on the bridge was surprised that Naruto had got here quick, as Zabuza, seeing the brats, will go ahead and smirk. "Sorry, Hatake, my challenge isn't with you." At this, Kakashi was in shock until Zabuza would then slam the blunt of the blade into Kakashi's chest, causing Kakashi to be sent flying and actually go into the mirrors. As Kakashi was now in the mirrors, Zabuza would then shout, "Haku, take care of both of them." At this, Haku would nod as he would go ahead and take care of both Sasuke and Kakashi, as Kakashi tries to get out of there, but Haku would get in his way. Dang it. Now, we go ahead and now cut back to Naruto. "Jeez, seems like my sensei wasn't very entertaining for you," he would say as he looks at Zabuza. At this, Zabuza just chuckles. "Kid, you're mad crazy, but then again, you're similar to me in that way. But I think it's about time we settle what we first started off." At this, Naruto couldn't help but chuckle. I couldn't agree more. At this, just like that, Naruto would then pull out the two daggers of his from his inventory, as he would then go ahead and begin to use the Zushi no Mi on himself actually, as he begins to lower the gravity force that was on him, making him a little bit lighter and able to run around faster. So Naruto pretty much make himself weigh less. So at this, Zabuza will go ahead and begin to fight Naruto. However, he would then feel something strange. Why do I feel like I'm getting held down right now? As little did he know, Naruto had went ahead and used his Zushi no Mi to go ahead and actually make the gravitational force on Zabuza even stronger than he already was. "Alright, Brad, let's begin." At this, Naruto would nod as he instantly shouts, "Boy release!" as he goes ahead and begins to increase his speed and strength. At this, Zabuza would go ahead and smirk as he then dashes off at Naruto at top speeds, as Naruto would do as well. However, to Zabuza's surprise, Naruto was faster than him. What the hell? As he goes ahead and has to dodge a upward slash from Naruto that was aiming directly close to his face. At this, he goes ahead and uses the Executioner Blade, trying to slash at Naruto, trying to cut him in half, but Naruto was able to backflip over it and jump away. You're strong, Zabuza. I give you that much. As Naruto would then throw both of the daggers using some wind chakra. At this, Zabuza would then chuckle. It's weird hearing that from a brat like you, he would say, as he goes ahead and reflects both of them, dashing off at Naruto again. Now, even though Zabuza had the gravitational force pretty much against him at this point, he was still moderately fast, and he was still pretty strong. As Zabuza goes ahead and swings, does a side slash ready to cut up Naruto, the Naruto would be cut in half. As he goes ahead and smiles. Well, it looks like I win, he would say. But this is when Naruto would then say, poof. As Zabuza's eyes will widen as Naruto went ahead and poof right in front of him. As he goes ahead and turns around, only to get kicked in the face by a boy-released Naruto. Take that, he would say as he goes ahead and backflips off of Zabuza, as Zabuza was sent flying. Dang it, he would say as he goes ahead and rebalances himself. At this, Naruto will go ahead and begin to, once again, add a little bit more gravity onto himself actually this time, making his attacks a little bit more stronger. Also slowing him down a little bit, but hey, force is force. As both Zabuza and Naruto were staring each other off, both of them would then go ahead and begin to get more serious. Let's do this. Lightning release. Thunderbolt, he would say as he goes ahead and shoots a thunderbolt at Zabuza, while Zabuza does a jutsu. Water style, water dragon jutsu. And he then shoots a ginormous water dragon from at Naruto, who was in shock. Holy crap! At this, Kurama was just watching all this with a chuckle, as he had to admit this, he found this entertaining. However, Naruto would not let this stop him, however, as he then forms a Shao clone, as him and the clone would then both use the same jutsu. Wind style, wind arrow! As both of them both of them would shoot the arrow at the same time, as the arrow will actually pierce through the water dragon, actually surprising Zabuza. However, little did Naruto know that Zabuza was no longer in front of him. Shit, the mist! At this, Naruto would then turn around, only to go ahead and use his daggers instantly to go ahead and hold back Zabuza's blade that was right now coming on top of him. Dang it! As Naruto would fall down to one knee, as the force of the butcher blade was way too much for a small kid like Naruto to handle, even with board release. I'll have to admit, kid, trust me, if you were to live any bit longer, you would have been such a powerful opponent. But I'm sorry to say this, but this is your end of the line. At this, Naruto continued falling as he then falls down to both of his knees. As Zabuza continues pushing more weight onto it, and due to the force of gravity that Naruto went ahead and used, it was pretty much helping Zabuza at this point. I won't lose, he would say. At this, he goes ahead and actually sweeps kick Zabuza on the ground, causing Zabuza to actually, lose his balance, causing him to actually fall on his back. Now, using this opportunity, Naruto would go ahead and backflip away, causing him to go ahead and regain his balance. Now Naruto would think, as he goes ahead and begins to rush at Zabuza at top speeds. At this, Zabuza, seeing Naruto coming, will go ahead and use his Executioner's Blade as well, as he goes ahead and rushes at Naruto again. Both of them remembering their techniques. Not this time, Naruto would think. As Naruto would go ahead and begin to add, fire, not only wind chakra, but fire chakra as well into his daggers, making the blade sort of increase, sort of similar to how Asuma does it. While Zabuza, he goes ahead and begins to rush at Naruto at top speeds, as this causes actual Zabuza to actually go ahead and have a clear view of sight. As both of them will then rush at each other, both of them will then say at the same time, I'm gonna win! As both of their blades would then clash with each other, there will be a ginormous shockwave in the entire bridge, causing a bunch of members to be, pushed away, as well as the mist in the air to be cleared up. As everyone would actually be in shock of the clash, as they actually sensed it. So, with that, Kakashi and Sasuke was actually in the mirror. Were actually surprised at the clash, as well as Haku. And she went ahead and she sensed the powerful attack that was coming. Zabuza-sama, she would think. As she go, oh my god, he would think. Dang it, I'm getting confused here. As he goes ahead and actually exit out the mirrors immediately to go check on her, well, dang it, on his master. I swear. Dang it. So, as right now, Kakashi was in shock at this. He also sensed Naruto's chakra. Naruto! As he goes ahead and dashes off towards him. Back with the two. As the rest of the members, as you know, both Haku and Kakashi had arrived, they'll be in shock at what they were seeing. At this, Zabuza's blade, his executioner's blade, was cut in half. While Naruto's daggers, one of them was destroyed. However, the other one was plunged right deep into Zabuza's chest. Zabuza was also missing an arm, while Naruto had a big gash on the side of his stomach. Looks like I win, Naruto would say as he coughs up a little bit of blood. At this, Zabuza would go ahead and look at Naruto and smirk. It was an honor facing you, kid. Trust me, I could already tell you truly are going to become something in the future. At this, Naruto then gives Zabuza one of his foxy grins, as that would be the last thing that Zabuza would ever see, as his eyes became dull and lifeless. At this, Zabuza's body would then hit the ground, as this insinuated the death of Zabuza Momochi, demon of the hidden mist. At this, Kakashi and Haku were both in shock for different reasons. Haku was surprised that Zabuza was dead and he didn't do anything. His master was dead and he wasn't there to protect him. Well, Kakashi was just in shock of Naruto's pure skill. Naruto, you were able to take on an S rank, not even an A rank shinobi. Do you have any idea what you just did? Kakashi wondered. As Naruto was right now on the ground, just bleeding out, as Kakashi would realize what the heck was he doing. As luckily for Naruto, he had a good healing factor, because if this was anyone else, they would have been dead. At this, Naruto and chuckle as he then, right now to Naruto, he was inside the mindscape. Told you, Fox. I told you I would be able to take care of him. At this, Kurama just sighs. Good. But seriously, kid, you need to learn to not over-rely on yourself, alright? You're powerful, I give you that. But even with this otherworldly system, don't start getting all arrogant on me. And then Naruto will just go ahead and just, begin to do a raspberry in front of Kurama's face, saying, whatever, you're just upset because I didn't have to use your power this time to actually face him. At this, Naruto begins to do like a miniature dance, causing, Kurama to just look at him as, grumbling about blonde idiots. So pretty much after that moment, Haku would go ahead and look at Zabuza's down form and body, as she goes ahead and sighs. Zabuza-sama, I guess since you're not here, there's no point in me being here. At this, she goes ahead and looks down, as Kakashi was too focused on Naruto, until he then turns back to Haku, only to his eyes to widen. Wait! However, it was too late. Haku would have stabbed himself directly in the stomach. Not even to the stomach, in the heart. As he decided that if he was gonna die, he was at least gonna die with the person that he cared about most. As Zabuza and Haku will both die. At this, Kakashi was in shock, considering the fact that he didn't even do anything, and he was surprised that, this actually happened. As this was around the time that the other members of Team 7 would also arrive, as they would have seen the dead form of Zabuza and Haku, as well as the beaten and bloody form of, Naruto. At this, both of them were surprised. Everyone was surprised at this, as when they saw Naruto arrive and they saw Naruto faced off against Zabuza, they were surprised at this and they thought Naruto was gonna die, but here he beat them. He killed both of them. Like, yes, he's injured, but Naruto beat Zabuza. Momochi. As Sasuke and pretty much all of them were right now looking at Naruto in just complete shock. They were right now just wondering, like, how powerful was he? However, their thoughts would then be interrupted by clapping. Well, look what we have here. I guess this was a job way too much for the so-called demon of the hidden mist, he would say, as suddenly a bunch of guys would then laugh from behind him. At this, all the members of Team 7 would then turn up to see the one and only midget, Gato. Great, Kakashi would think, as Gato was right now in front of them with the cocky grin on his face. Wow, who would have thought this so-called pathetic demon would go ahead and die to a kid? As he goes ahead and begins to walk over to Zabuza, he will also see the Haku, as he then says, "In this little trap," he would say, as he goes ahead and kicks Haku in the face. At this, Kakashi would go ahead and look at him with a look of disgust, as well as every member of Team 7, considering the fact, like, even though they were enemies, that's still, like, disrespectful as hell. Like, no. You don't deserve respect for doing something like that. Now, at this, Gato would sense eyes on him as he then turns to them. "What?" he would say, in a very snobbish tone. At this, Sakura goes ahead and just gags, as she couldn't believe that such a scumbag even exists. At this, Gato goes ahead and looks at the girl, as he then gets a luxurious grin on his face. I think we'll just take you. I know a couple of guys that will like girls like you, especially with such gorgeous hair. He'll say this as he begins to lick his lips, causing Sakura to actually fear him. At this, Kakashi would incite and says, "Don't even think about it," as he gets in their way. At this, Gato will go ahead and look at him. "Do you really believe you can even stand up to me?" However, this is when Kakashi with one hand sign would then form multiple shadow clones. He then says, "Wanna bet?" But that was not even the end of it, as suddenly a bunch of cries of the villagers shouting, saying that they will also step in their way, as Inari had went ahead and gathered up all the village, as they were ready to take on Gato. At this, all the other guys were now in shock and in fear, as they couldn't believe what was going on, while Gato was pretty much having a panic attack. What are y'all doing? Take them down! But the bandits were too afraid, as they actually went ahead and leave, saying that money was not worth it, as they actually left Gato behind. No, I won't! As he goes ahead and begins to run away, Gato would try his best to run. However, Kakashi would grab him by one arm. "Well, even though I have no business with you, they do," he will say as he points at the wave country. At this, he would go ahead and ask if they know what to do with him, which they would instantly nod with a creepy, sweet smile on their faces. At this, Kakashi would then throw Gato to them, as he would say, "Get ready, you ugly pig. Time for you to Time for you to know how it's like to suffer." At this, Gato then looks. "Please, show mercy!" At this, they would say, "We got no mercy for you." At this, they begin to drag Gato. They begin to stab him with pitchforks and knives as they were torturing Gato for all the countless sinnings that he did. So we go ahead and do a time skip. So it's been a couple of days since the event had occurred. Now, Naruto was still in bed, as Naruto was actually inside his mindscape most of the time, talking to Kurama, as he couldn't believe that he was so injured after that fight. Another thing was that Naruto's level had once again increased, as he was now level 26, surprising even himself. As he guessed that maybe after using the clone to fight, after using that clone, him and that clone got like double XP pretty much after that fight, so that's why he got leveled up, or that Zabuza was just really strong. Either way, both can go either way. But this is when Kurama points out that Naruto would not have won if Zabuza was at fully 100%. Like, if Zabuza was, because if Zabuza was back at where he was, like when he tried to assassinate Akage, then he could have easily beaten Naruto. But Naruto would just shrug it off, saying, "Hey, at least I survived, right?" While Kurama just grumbles, saying, "Again, lucky blondes." So after that whole fiasco and moment had occurred, Naruto and the rest of Team 7, they would have fixed up the bridge, as it was finally time for them to return home. At this, all the villagers were cheering at them, telling them to come back whenever they could, and that they were heroes, as Naruto was mostly established, considering that he was the one that took down Zabuza. As after that day, Team 7 would have gone ahead and he left, as Naruto actually went ahead and also had gotten up. Well, Team 7, it's finally time for us to go, Kakashi would say. At this, Naruto would nod, as he was actually really excited considering the fact he wanted to practice something that he had gained. So we do a flashback to I'm gonna say 1 week before they left. So just to let you guys know, the entire time that was spent after the whole Gato incident was 1 month. So after a week, when Naruto went ahead and was, still had fully recovered now, Naruto actually decided that he was going to go back into that dungeon to go ahead and actually train. Or to actually go ahead and take down the boss before he leaves. However, just as he was about to do so, this one Kakashi actually came up and actually told Naruto about something. So apparently there was like this ancient thing between swordsmen saying that whoever beats one of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist, they can get their blade. As Naruto was actually surprised at this. So that means that he could get Zabuza's sword. As Naruto, after hearing this news, would then get an evil grin on his face. Well then, I guess I'm the now proud owner of Zabuza of the Hidden Demon's Mist blade, he would say. At this, Kakashi would just sweat drop at the name that Naruto gave it. As he tells Naruto that, the sword has a name, As Naruto then ask him, alright, then what's the name of it, he would say. At this, Kakashi would just sigh as he was just thinking that this kid was just, an idiot sometimes. Naruto was confusing to Kakashi. He was smart, he was dumb, he was weird. But then again, it's Naruto, and then again, he is his parents' child, so he went ahead and told Naruto the name of it. Name of the Executioner's Blade. So, with that, Naruto went ahead and actually took the blade. As when he actually returned back, Team 7 would have asked Naruto, like, hey, yo, how did you get it, or what was the point of it? But Naruto just told him, like, it's a certain policy that whoever beats it gets it. As they were, at first reluctant about it, but they decided, heck, why the heck not? As after that, Team 7, now with the Executioner's Blade that Naruto had gained, which Naruto had also actually got something. As when Naruto actually picked up the Executioner's Blade, he had the menu asking if he wanted to learn this Kenjutsu style, which was actually Zabuza's. Now Naruto was surprised that, there was actually like an actual Kenjutsu style for this, but he would instantly nod, considering the fact like, hello? This is just perfect. As, he was not gonna lie, the sword was actually amazing. Plus, this sword was actually considered an A-class weapon. And after losing one of his daggers, which was the Salamander dagger, which, yeah, that was a bit upsetting, Naruto had now gained an A-rank weapon, which actually recovers after getting blood from its enemy. So that means this blade can pretty much regenerate at will. So with that, Naruto would go ahead and steal the sword in his inventory, of course. So, and also he would also carry a fake sealing scroll, even though he could reuse a real one. But really, he was just gonna use a fake one. So when Kakashi asked him where the sword was, he just tells him that it was in his pouch. So with that, Kakashi would go ahead and actually now cut back to the present. As Naruto after that day had practiced a little bit with the Executioner's Blade, as well as mastering his Zushi no Mi abilities, as Naruto was actually really happy of getting even powerful. But that wasn't the most exciting thing yet. The exciting thing was when Naruto went back in that dungeon. Alright, so we now cut to Naruto. He was in the dungeon. As he had once again taken care of all the monsters in there, it was finally time for him to take on the boss room. As Naruto was facing the ginormous door, with no hesitation, Naruto would open the door, already summoning 2 clones, so that way they can go ahead and start developing the Senjutsu. Now, as soon as Naruto had entered inside of there, he would instantly pull out his Executioner's Blade, as well as summoning multiple other clones to be like his backup. As Naruto would begin to look around the room, thanks to the Senjutsu that the clones had gathered up, he would already tell where it was. As suddenly, just like that, light would then begin to glow into the room. Naruto would say as he covers his eyes. At this, suddenly, all the lights in the room would then turn on, as he would then look up, only to see this frost behemoth or whatever it was. As right now standing in front of it, Naruto would see this creature. It looked weird. It looked like a monkey, of course, but it had 4 arms. First of all, it had 4 arms. Plus, it wore a crown, and it had 2 HP bars. Well, actually 4 of them, which meant it was gonna be a lot to take down. Oh crud, Naruto would think. As Naruto goes ahead and actually begins to evaluate its stats, that's when Naruto realized this thing has 3 elements: earth, wind, and fire. What the? At this, Naruto was surprised at this, as the thing also knew a couple of jutsus, and its speed and strength were really good. And also, it was a really high level, that being it was level 45. Crud, Naruto would think. As just like that, the beast would then go ahead and then dash at Naruto at top speeds, as he would then go ahead and try to attack the clones. Scatter, Naruto would say, as he goes ahead and jumps away from it. As the beast would go ahead and slam down, it'll cause a huge crater to form there. As the beast would then go ahead and touch the ground, sending an actual earth bullet towards Naruto. Dang it! It doesn't even need hand signs to perform jutsus. At this, seeing the earth bullet rush towards Naruto, Naruto would go ahead and actually cut it in half with the executioner's blade. Again, it says, "You're gonna have to do a lot better than that." At this, Naruto will go ahead and land on the wall using some of his chakra control. He will go ahead and use the Zushi no Mi to go ahead and lessen the force of gravity on him. As he will also then once again increase the gravity, actually pushing him forward towards the beast at very fast speeds. As the beast would go ahead and see Naruto rushing at it, it will go ahead and then shoot a ginormous wind palm at Naruto, who goes ahead and actually gets pulled by his clones to exit out of it. Now, due to that, Naruto will go ahead and see that this boss was truly going to be difficult, as he then asked Kurama for some help here, considering the fact that, once again, this boss was way out of his reach. At this, Kurama was like, "Oh, what happened to you taking down Zabuza and everything like that?" He would say. At this, Naruto just gains a take marks. He then says that at least Zabuza didn't have four HP bars and stuff like that. As Zabuza, even though he was super strong, he didn't have a lot of HP bars how he usually does. As Naruto is right now facing against the beast, the Kurama would go ahead and give Naruto at least 1 tail's worth of chakra, which also transferred to the rest of the clones, as each one of them would then shoot different jutsus at the beast. However, this is when the beast would do something that would shock Naruto. As Naruto would then go ahead and see as the beast goes ahead and then uses his arm to form into like a square. He will go ahead and he'll use all 4 arms to form 2 squares. "What is it doing?" he would say. As then suddenly a small little globe would then go ahead and shoot. As Naruto was confused by it, however, this is when Kurama then shouts, "Kid, run!" At this, Naruto was confused but followed as he did so. However, the clones were not as lucky as they get hit by this, as this weird cube would hit them. As at first nothing happened until suddenly they will begin to dissolve and poof away, causing Naruto to widen in shock as he feels the memories of what happened. "What the hell?" Naruto would say. At this, he goes ahead and jumps up as he uses his observation skill to look at it, as his eyes will widen. This thing, it has dust released? As this beast had dust release. As it was right now growling down at Naruto, Naruto was only thinking among the lines of, "Shit." As Naruto would go ahead and dodge another particle style, he will go ahead and realize just how much in deep shit he really is. "Naruto, you need to run, now!" But Naruto is just among the lines of thinking "I don't know, Kurama." As Kurama was right now looking at Naruto as if he was idiot. "Kid, you were gonna die." But Naruto goes ahead and says, "Yeah, but I mean, as long as I dodge it, I should be good, right?" However, this is when suddenly Naruto would then see a ginormous and fast-speeding attack, as he goes ahead and have to dodge it. "What the hell was that?" he would say as he goes ahead and backflips. At this, Kurama goes ahead and registers the jutsu, as this is when the system once again registered the jutsu, as this was none other than Wind-style Razor Blade. As Naruto had realized that this opponent truly was powerful, and now he's pretty much in a very screwed position. "Kurama, what do I do?" he would say. At this Kurama goes ahead and begins to pump more chakra, as Naruto goes ahead and feels the power going into him. Shit, he would say, as he actually falls down to one knee. Kid, you need to relax. Trust me, if I don't pump as much chakra as I can into you, you will go ahead and actually die to this thing. At this, Naruto just nods his head slowly as he goes ahead and raises himself. I'm fine, I'm gonna be fine. Just, it hurts like a bitch. At this, Kurama just goes ahead and nods and agrees with that, even though he's not the one feeling pain. At this, Naruto would then look up. So, what do I do? He would say. At this, Kurama just goes ahead and shrugs. Kid, leaving it up to you. At this, Naruto goes ahead and once again dodges another particle style. As due to this, Naruto begins to shoot multiple attacks at him using his Zushi no Mi. As he goes ahead and actually gets an idea. Wait a minute, that's it! Kurama. At this, Kurama was, in shock, that Naruto came up with an idea, but he decided to go ahead and shoot for it. Alright kid, what's up? At this, Naruto then formed multiple clones, surrounding all the beasts, as the beast goes ahead and prepares another particle style beam, ready to end all the Naruto clones' life. At this, Naruto will go ahead and order all the clones to use it, as they would use the Zushi no Mi. At this, the beast will go ahead and actually begins to get crushed by gravitational force, as it actually begins to fall down to his knees. It's working, Naruto would think, as due to the fact that Naruto went ahead and used the clones, and due to the fact that even though he still has not a lot of mastery over the Zushi no Mi, he was able to go ahead and put it to the point where the clones go ahead and pretty much multiply the gravitational force that was applied to it. Even though if he had full mastery over it, he didn't really need to do that. But now it's like now it's like 10 times it's doing it now. So pretty much right now, Naruto is right now having an advantage. At this, the beast will continue falling down until Naruto would then hear the cracking of his bones as he goes ahead and loses a couple of its HP bars. Now! At this, each one of them will then pull out the executioner's blade as they begin to slash at the beast very fast and hard, causing the beast to scream out in pain. As they continue, but that didn't mean to let up in the gravity, as Naruto was using a lot of his chakra and pretty much all of his powers and everything to try to win against it. Burning Lance! One of the clones would shout as they would use different jutsus. As pretty much Naruto's tactic right now to defeat a boss was to literally jump it. Summon multiple clones and jump it. As eventually, after a while, the beast's HP bar would finally be down in the red zone, as Naruto needed one more attack. Now, at this, Naruto will go ahead and charge up the boy release, plus with the Kyuubi's amp, as he also go ahead and lessen the gravity around him, pretty much allowing him to fly. Not really fly, but pretty much he's able to float now. Like, if you were in the moon and you slow jump and everything, he's able to do something like that now. As Naruto goes ahead and dashes off at amazing speed, appearing right in front of it. Take this! At this, using the Zanpakuto, Naruto would use a new move that he created. Gravity Blade! He would say, as he then slices down. At this, the beast would then feel the full force of the gravity, as all its bones would then be smashed apart, as it screams out in agony, as this is when its HP bar would then hit 0. As suddenly, the beast would then go ahead and then poof away, leaving down a bunch of stuff. As Naruto goes ahead and sees this, he would then smile, as Naruto is sweating heavily, as he would then go ahead and hit the ground with a thud. And after a while, Naruto would have woken up, as he would have seen the congratulations screen on taking on the labyrinth. Sweet, Naruto would think. As Naruto goes ahead and begins to look over the rewards, as he leans on a wall, considering the fact that his body was aching. Naruto had used up a large portion of the Kyuubi's power. Not a lot, not like all of it, but like he was using a pretty large amount that he could handle. Plus, he was also going ahead and, pretty much testing his abilities to limit fighting against these things. As Naruto would now decide that he was going to take a little bit of a break before fighting a boss like this. As Naruto was continuing scrolling around, his eyes would then bulge out of his sockets. He would then realize, at this, he goes ahead and begins to have a big smile on his face. Yes! As he goes ahead and realizes that Naruto had just gotten Dust Release. as well as he had gotten a large amount of money, XP, and also he got some different jutsus. As we now go ahead and cut back to the present, Naruto was so happy at getting all these things, all these, multiple jutsus and everything, and that even though he didn't really get a chance to practice with them, considering the fact that they were leaving soon, so he was really excited to get back to the village and practice this. As after all of this was done, Team 7 would then head off home, as it was finally the end of the tuning exams, as we're now making our way, sorry, I got confused. It's finally the end of the land of waves, as we're now making our way to the tuning exams. So we now do a time skip. Team 7 had arrived back into the village, as Kakashi would go ahead and order his team that they can now go ahead and take a break, while he goes ahead and rushes off to report to the Hokage about this. As for Naruto, he goes ahead and looks at the rest of them and just doesn't even say anything, as his bond with his teammates is pretty much non-existent. As Naruto was walking away, however, Sasuke was actually planning to maybe follow said blonde, as he wants to see what Naruto had. Just how has he gotten so strong? As Sasuke, I'm not making him like, an emo obsessed with power and everything, considering the fact that Sasuke, the most of the time we begin to start acting like that, like fully, was when he, like, at first it was only subtle, considering the fact all he did was try to piss off Naruto to his amusement. That's the only thing he did. So pretty much I'm not really gonna go ahead and start, hating on the guy. But that's when he realized that if he just wants to get stronger, then he's gonna have to train. Plus, little did Sasuke know, but during the Land of the Waves, he had unlocked his Sharingan. As for Sakura, due to the fact that she didn't have nothing much to do, she would try to pester Sasuke, but he would just go ahead and tell her to leave him alone, which she would do. So she decided that she would go home and probably tell her mom about what happened. As now back with Naruto was now at his favorite training area, as he goes ahead and says, "Alright, let's get wild." As Naruto, little did he know about the challenges that he was gonna face. As we go ahead, and this is where I'm gonna actually end the what if for today. I know it's super long. Sorry if you guys do not like a really long part to a what if, but pretty much, yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy. Yeah, I decided to give Naruto dust release or particle release, if you really want to call it that. Because, yeah, I'm planning to make this probably my most powerful what if. My most powerful what if Naruto. But hey, I hope you all do enjoy. Sorry if you guys didn't get your devil fruits. Remember, I will be making a what if on the devil fruits that some of you guys comment down below. Like, who knows, I might do what if Naruto had the dragon fruit, or who knows. Pretty much just know that any ideas that I have not even said yet, I'll probably do it in the next part, in my next what if. So do not worry, eventually you will get your what if. But besides that, I hope you all do enjoy, and either way, it is Great Zage, and I am out. Peace!